So, good morning, three people watching, four thumbs up. Today is Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Today the topic is me, myself, and Jamie Gilmore. Well, Jamie Gilmore is one of numerous YouTube accounts for the creator that also goes by Jamie's Animals and also goes by The Surprise Witness. Not that, not this, not the other. The Surprise Witness. So yeah, Jamie's a friend of mine. I met Jamie through a video she did back last summer, or at least I found it last summer. And I contacted Bryn to get Jamie into Steph's Discord. And not once but twice, Bryn said, yes, only myself, Bryn, or Steph can let people in. So that contradicts what Bryn said later, where only Steph could let people into the Discord. But we're not here to talk about Bryn or Steph or Discord, really, necessarily, although it could come up. But it's just that Jamie, I think, has been very consistent on one thing throughout this whole time, and that is her conviction that Dahlia, as she says Dahlia, I say Dahlia, but anyway, Jamie says Dahlia, is still alive, and that she is not as free as she should be, but that she is doing her best under the circumstances that she's under to sort of play chess, as we've kind of started to call it. And so for me, I was always in this corner of, you don't necessarily need to be pro BJ or pro Lima or pro Lima, anti BJ or anti BJ, whatever, anti Lima. Like, you just need to look at the issues that are before us and determine where you stand on one or more of those issues. So for me, everything boils down to autonomy. As someone whose autonomy has been taken from myself, at different periods of my life, completely unexpectedly and completely for no good purpose at all. I don't like to see other people going through that. And what I saw in Jamie is someone else who, like me, had some interruptions in her own autonomy, who didn't like to see other people, specifically Dahlia, going through that. But so for me, my handle was Bam and Dahlia, because Amanda is the middle word between Bam and Dahlia in that little banner that I had. And, I don't have any specific love or hate for Bam Margera. I really don't. I saw something over the weekend where BJ reposted a video that she had posted back in 2022, where the title was "Bam Called Me That Crazy Lady" on Steve-O's podcast. And then people were putting comments in, something about like almost like more recent stuff. I don't know if Bam has said anything publicly or privately or insinuated anything negative about BJ. But if he has, shame on him, because without BJ, like, God knows where he would be, to be honest. And as far as Amanda goes, BJ certainly isn't the only creator that is keeping a spotlight on the mysterious death of Amanda Rabb, but she certainly has been one of the largest and most consistent creators keeping a spotlight on that. And then as far as Dahlia goes, Dahlia is a twin. And the only reason I knew about Dahlia is because I also knew about Dia. And the only reason I knew about either of the twins is because Lima kept talking about her sisters, plural sisters, that had all these exact same problems at the exact same times, and that were going through these exact same things. And this is why she needed this particular technology that only her company could provide to, help people like her sisters and all these other people like Amanda. Well, it's been years since anybody has seen Dia Takali. Years and years and years. I don't even know how many years. And it has been more than a year and a half. In fact, wow. It'll be a year and a half this week since the December 6th, 2022 body cam footage showed Dahlia Takali. Dia was nowhere to be found. They said she was in a hospital. Showed Dahlia Takali being put in handcuffs after her mother accused Dahlia of trying to choke her. Lima said this body cam footage should have never been arrested because it was a mental health crisis. No, it was a police call to report a crime, an alleged crime. And the police certainly took the side of the person reporting the crime, did not really give due process to the person accused of the crime, and, claim that they were going to, tried to kind of maneuver this whole thing to make it a hospitalization rather than a jail thing. But was that out of concern for Dahlia's alleged need for medical care? Because they certainly didn't offer medical care to Linda, right? Was that out of concern for Dahlia's alleged need for medical care? And by medical, I do mean psychiatric. Or was it simply a way to bypass the due process, just like they bypassed due process when Amanda Rabb's father accused her of harming him? Okay? So when you go to jail, you have rights. When you go to a hospital, you have no rights whatsoever. And even if you have rights on paper, trying to exercise those rights when the hospital's rights to force medicate you and knock you out 24/7 supersede any rights you might have in a facility, in my opinion, anyone's better in jail than in a hospital. So just want to say hello to Kaleidoscope and to From Another Planet and to Anano Clan R Us. Doesn't look like there's too much in the chat. And I don't see Jamie under any of her many accounts here yet. But Jamie, if you're here, welcome. So yeah. So Jamie has really been consistently about confirming Dahlia's confirming Dahlia's still alive, trying to confirm her whereabouts, trying to confirm her safety from whatever situation she was trying to tell the police about back in December of 2022 with the trafficking and such. And Jamie does say that a couple of months ago, she had the opportunity to speak with Dahlia on a 4-way call that included Jamie, Dahlia, Lima Jovanovic. I don't know what name she's going by now because I think she's in the middle of a divorce. But anyway, Lima Jovanovic and Brennan Seiler, I guess is her name now because she's gone through a couple of divorces. And other situations, we'll just say. So yeah, so there was a 4-way call that apparently Brennan Seiler recorded, but apparently Brennan Seiler is not sharing that with Jamie, at least. She's certainly not sharing it with me. So the question in the poll is, we have 6 votes, which is interesting. The question is, will Dahlia and or Dia appear in the Free BAM docuseries? And I can give a little background on that. But the answer options are yes, both Dahlia and Dia, yes, Dahlia only, yes, Dia only, or no, neither. So it looks like 4 people think neither twin will appear in this docuseries. And 1 vote each for both Dahlia and Dia or Dahlia only. So I guess 2 people think that at least Dahlia will appear. 1 person thinks both the twins will appear. and 4 people think neither will appear. Now, will appear in, I mean, could it be that they'll get left on the cutting room floor, as often happens in TV productions? Yeah. So maybe I should have rephrased the question a little bit differently. Do you think both Dahlia and Dia will be given an opportunity to state their opinion on Bam's situation, considering it is their sister who is the person who was his former guardian? Yeah, share the audio, Brennan. Let Dahlia speak freely. I don't know. Jamie might be waiting for me to call her, but I don't want to call during the live stream. It's just too much. There's too much stuff involved. So Jamie, if you're watching, we can Zoom after this live stream's over, but we're gonna Zoom privately because last time some rando showed up and like looked like they were gonna look like a dude that was gonna like do something really inappropriate in our Zoom. So we kicked him, but whatever. So old Greg, if you're watching, yeah, not cute, not funny. Don't need that from you. So yeah, I mean that's kind of my intro. And yeah, like that whole thing over the weekend where BJ reposted that video where she's saying Bam called me a crazy lady. Now that was long before their podcasts that they did in April and possibly May of 2023. So why she'd be bringing that up now, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, Kaleidoscope. I don't know who old Greg is, but it was like Greg with like a lot of G's at the end. So anywho, yeah, that was something disturbing that happened over the weekend. Another disturbing thing that happened over the weekend was this Bonnie Unhinged. Got real unhinged. And something about Peaceful Pug and Dumpster Fire are us, and I don't know, Nano Clown are us. Are you somebody that used to go by Dumpster Fire are us? If so, welcome back. I do remember there was an account named Peaceful Pug that then started going by Dumpster Fire are us. And I said something to them about putting out the dumpster fire, and they're like, "Oh, you just killed me," or something. Like, I thought it was all a joke. And then that translates into dumpster fire off to themselves. And then that's the narrative that's been spread to Base Girl and Fetty and all these people. I don't know. I can't keep up with this. All I can keep up with basically are a few things. One is, is Bam participating in this docuseries? And if so, is there now some sort of animosity between him and BJ, who, in my mind, without BJ, he would still be under Lima's care one way or another? He wouldn't be free to marry. He wouldn't be free to travel. He wouldn't be free to work. Okay? So there's that. And then there's Amanda Rabb. Is there any way to hold Lima accountable for her role in even just the interstate transport of Amanda Rabb? Like what happened at the end, that wouldn't have happened in that place or at that time if it weren't but for Lima choosing the specific facility in Nevada rather than California, where Amanda met her untimely demise and where Amanda was filmed so many times in that facility by Lima. And then, of course, for both Dahlia and Dia, if either or both are still have a heartbeat, a breath, and voice at this point, will we get to hear from them at some point? Because if they both say of their own free will, yeah, man, we had a great life, and then something happened, and thank God for our sister, thank God for our mother. Otherwise, who knows? Well, then, touche, Lima. But without letting either of your sisters speak freely, what you're doing is you're creating a bigger suspicion around yourself. People with nothing to hide don't hide. Okay? What I also found out over the weekend in this same DM exchange that Jamie shared with me that I had forgotten we even had, um, was that apparently sometime after October 24th, I either left or was kicked out of a DM exchange that included myself, Brennan, and Jamie. And once I was no longer part of that conversation, Brennan started researching all kinds of stuff. Like she started researching every person on the internet with any kind of handle named Bonnie Dwyer. She started researching, like she found my sister who's been dead since 2017. She found my brother whose name I never talk about on here. She found all kinds of stuff and was sending all this to Jamie sometime after October 24th of last year. And I put a little screenshot of her saying Bonnie knew too much. Knew too much about what, Brennan? Knew too much about Bam Margera's situation? Knew too much about Amanda Rabb's situation? Knew too much about Dahlia and Dia's situation? What did I know too much about? Because I knew a damn thing about you. Except you were freaking obsessed with yourself. So yeah, I'm going to finish the poll since we have 6 votes and 6 people watching. And yeah, I still have the message pinned. Share the audio, Brennan. Let Dahlia speak freely. Oh, Old Greg is a hilariously weird TV show. I've never seen that. Okay. Legend of Old Greg. Okay. See, I never knew anything about that. Yes, they transported her across state lines. Exactly. Exactly. Hundreds, thousands of possibilities for jails and or hospitals in California. But nah, this one particular one in Las Vegas is where Amanda had to go for some reason. Same with Bam. File for guardianship in Arizona and then ship him off to Florida. And this facility for this amount of time, and this facility for this amount of time, and this facility for this amount of time. Nah. I mean, if this docuseries is a puff piece on Lima, God help us all. But if somehow this docuseries can get enough information from Lima herself to reconnect the dots after the fact, to figure out how this woman was able to secure this much power over so many different other people, 4 that we know of, Bam, Amanda, Dahlia, and Dia. If this docuseries can somehow shed light on that and possibly change the system moving forward because of that, then I'm here for it. But as with any, because I used to work in media for a long, long time, and things take forever. Like projected release dates take forever, and then they usually kick them forward like several times due to either developing things or running out of money or getting new money or getting so I know. What does that mean? Brennan, if you're watching, please tell us, what does it mean? What did you mean when you told Jamie Bonnie knew too much? The woman who knew too much, Bonnie K. Dwyer. I mean, in some communities, people, especially women who know too much, like end up in a Charlestown cement factory. I'm just saying, not any particular communities, but like if you're from Somerville or Southie and you know too much, you might end up in Charlestown without knowing how you got there. And I feel like that's kind of what happens. Maybe Bam knew too much. Maybe Amanda knew too much. Maybe Dahlia and Dia both knew too much, or each knew too much individually. Not that Bam's a woman. At least I don't think he's a woman. Fair play if he identifies as one, but no. Okay, Anonymous Clown says, I wonder if the dates of the photos of the twins with Albert Monero Jr. in a desert area line up with the Air Force Base case study Albert spoke of. All right, Anana Clown, that is an excellent question. And with that, whether you like it or not, you are now a moderator on my channel. So other people besides Jamie have been investigating a lot of different threads of this narrative. And by narrative, I don't mean to diminish it. A lot of different threads of this situation with the twins. And I asked earlier if Anano Clan or us was the same as Dumpster Fire or us, and they didn't answer. I don't. At least I don't see an answer from them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they were. But fake suicides is just another way to distract from the important things. And Anano Clown now asks us a really insightful question. And Jamie, I hope you're watching, because this kind of sounds like some of the people you were talking with, that for whatever reason, Brennan didn't want you to keep talking with. Maybe because Lima didn't want you to keep talking with people that had these kind of questions. I wonder if the dates of the photos of the twins with Albert Monero Jr. in a desert area line up with the Air Force Base case study Albert spoke of. And that would probably be in Nevada rather than California, although there are deserts in California as well, and they're adjacent states, so obviously, So another comment says, anyone know what year the photo of Dahlia was from that was used in the news bulletin? It looked like an ID photo. See, this is the kind of stuff we used to do in the Discord when we had an active timeline going on. Okay, so Anano Clown is not Dumpster. Okay, good. All right, that's fine. But yeah, Anano Clown has some really, really insightful questions. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your content, your videos. Please go subscribe to Anano Clown or Us if you have not already. And unfortunately, I don't know the answer to these questions. But like I said, these are the kind of questions that we were all actively looking at before Brennan and Steph busted up the party. And what would be the motivation for Brennan and Steph to bust up a party of independent investigators asking questions like Anano Clown or Us is asking? What will be the motivation? I don't know. Were Brennan and Steph or one or both of them working for Lima? I don't know. Just a question. Questions ain't defamation. So yeah. I mean, as far as the prior call that Jamie had with Brennan and Lima, I think, and Dahlia, I think that's in a dumpster fire of its own, let's just say. But as far as using all resources available to try and get future communication with Dahlia, I think if it did work once, and if that was indeed Dahlia on the phone, who's to say it can't work again? Why should that have been a one-off thing? Why should that have been sufficient to reassure Jamie after all the work Jamie has put into this? Why should one phone call where she's not even really allowed to talk to Dahlia that much because Brennan's navigating the conversation into really inappropriate topics, in my opinion, from what I heard of Jamie's recollection of the conversation, which again, I haven't heard the actual conversation, but from what Jamie recollected, it sounded like Brennan was trying to encourage Dahlia to I guess, make adult content? Jamie, if you're here again, correct me if I'm wrong, but from everything you told me and the notes I took and the little jokes Dahlia was supposedly making about how horror, Horror, sounds like horror, Whorer, and how it having a black eye, like being beaten, sounds like black guy, GUY. Those, intentionally or unintentionally speaking in those kind of codes, even just joking around in this type of a of a conversation, it's like it's giving Britney Spears, quite frankly. It's giving Bam Margera when he wasn't really speaking freely, but he was like sitting there talking to um Steve-O. But again, I don't know. I wasn't there. Jamie, you were there. Are you here? This whole live stream is all about you, and you're not here. Good point from another planet. From another planet says, if only Steph could explain her side, at least in an email. I know. What is it that's preventing Steph from just posting something on her community page? Like, hi guys, life's gotten really crazy. I just didn't want to leave everyone wondering what happened to me. I took down all my videos for reasons that will, be revealed in the future. But in the meantime, I just want to say, you know, like whatever she wants to say for herself. But no, it's like everybody treats stuff with these kid gloves. Not me. She didn't treat me with kid gloves. I ain't treating her with kid gloves. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, wait. Y'all are getting, yeah, I got to pop this shout out because I can't really read it as fast as y'all are putting it. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Oh, yeah, it does look like a driver's license photo, a Nano Clown. Asking about the photo that was looked for in the news bulletin when she was missing back in 2021, I think. Okay. Jamie is in Lima's jail. LOL. She gets one phone call. Oh my goodness. Well, she already had a phone call with me this morning. Jamie. Adult content. Yeah. I mean, that's my guess because both Lima has spoken about a virtual corn being a growth industry, and Brennan certainly has posted a lot of adult-looking images of herself online. And not just for private, not just for one-on-one, but it looks like Brennan has some sort of income stream. She says she loves modeling on her Subscribestar. Have y'all seen Brennan's Subscribestar? Yeah, Jamie showed it to me over the weekend. It's quite saucy stuff over there. So, and apparently it was Jamie who told Brennan that there even was such a thing as Subscribestar. So, yeah. So yeah, it seems as though there might be some sort of encouragement. And you got to remember, this is rampant in the recovery world. It's rampant in the recovery world that women are exploited. I mean, this, it's you'd have to be dumb as rocks not to know that when you send somebody to Delray, adult shit's going to happen. Like you'd have to be dumb as rocks to not think that. And it doesn't take Danny Marie Margera, I guess she's going by Margera now, doesn't take her blowing the whistle on things. I mean, anybody who has any type of firsthand or firsthand through loved ones experience of Delray, I mean, you can't drink, you can't do drugs. What can you do? Well, you can eat a lot of corn on the cob, ban. If you know, you know. So, and like all these sober houses are kind of like production houses. Remember how Dahlia said this feels like a production house? Yeah. Yeah, I get what she's saying. Hey, Fresca Mixed. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I know. Gosh, Jamie working with SoFly, like that's just that's next level paranoia. WTF is a subscribe star. Oh, it's kind of like a Patreon. It's for people who get kicked off Patreon, basically. It's for people who do such edgy stuff on Patreon that they get kicked off, so they could go over to Subscribe Star and do whatever the hell they want. They could sell whatever the hell they want to whoever the hell they want to get their money. Like that's what Subscribe Star is. Um, from another planet, I see you retracted a message. Um, they need to create narratives. Yep, true that. Oh, of course, Fresca Mix. I mean, right outside and right inside. I mean, completely. That's documented. And the other thing I was investigating back in October is this whole situation where the 13th Step podcast came out of Nashua, not out of Nashua specifically, but out of New Hampshire. More like out of yeah, it wasn't really too much about the Nashua area. I think some of the perpetrators might have been living in Nashua. But anyway, New Hampshire's a pretty small state in terms of population. Um, and the recovery community in New Hampshire is an even smaller microcosm. And because I live in Massachusetts, but very near the New Hampshire border, I have a lot of firsthand experience of my own, never mind any loved ones, of the recovery community in the Merrimack Valley and, New England area, whatever. And, NPR in New Hampshire blew the lid off of a lot of this stuff. And literally, they came for the journalist's family. They started like attacking her home. So whenever my home got posted on Michelle B's page a couple weeks after I was investigating this stuff, I mean, I naturally I went straight to the police because this had just happened recently in communities right nearby me, where people who were investigating corruption in the recovery industry were like their lives were being threatened. And this is all documented in federal court in Boston because they were crossing state lines to do it too. So, um, yeah, and again, none of this has to do with Jamie Gilmore specifically, but Jamie Gilmore is sort of the fulcrum between those of us who are truly um, gathering for good, gathering with one another, and gathering this information and these questions, like Anano Clown has been doing, as opposed to those, them, those people who are profiting off of depravity, in my opinion. All right. So let's see. Too many creeps trying to get to the 13th step. Exactly. Fresca Mix, you read my mind from another planet, 100%. What is her subscriber name? Her subscriber name? I, well, I think she uses her first name on it, but it had some really weird, like something is not abuse or something. Abuse is not okay. I don't know. Jamie would have to tell us. Did y'all really talk about Bryn saying Bonnie knew too much, telling on themselves? Yep. Yep. We did kind of talk about that, but you're welcome to keep talking about it. Oh wow, I didn't know there was a 13 step podcast. Yeah, yeah. It's if you just go to the website, it's 13th step podcast, I think is the website. And there you can see all the court documents and everything that came out of this. Because there's the whole series itself, just exploring the depravity that went on in that. And then there's the depravity that went on when they were trying to stop them from getting the story out. Okay. So if they were trying to stop people from getting a story out about freaking New Hampshire recovery, Imagine what they'd do to stop us from getting out a story about not just Bam Margera, not just Amanda Rabb, but also Dahlia and Dia. Imagine what Lima would do when the template has been written by this dude who's now no longer in Massachusetts, no longer in New Hampshire. No, where is he? Florida. Just saying. Just saying. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, I had never heard of Subscribestar until yesterday, but Jamie kind of walked me through it. Oh, I might have bookmarked it. If I bookmarked it, I'll share it with you guys. Let me see. Let me see bookmarks. No, I guess I didn't bookmark it. So one other thing I can try to do right now while we're live is all right. So I just texted Jamie with a couple of questions. See if she comes on to answer or whatever, what have you. Um, yeah, I mean, let me see history. I found it. I think I found it. Patterns don't include abuse. There's Brendan's Subscribestar. You're welcome. Thank you, Jamie. And thanks to Kaleidoscope for suggesting I look through the history. Oh, Jamie's here. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good, Jamie. Sounds good. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I can share my screen with this nonsense. Um, Okay, so my life changed totally when I learned what real abuse, narcissistic relationships, see, she spells it narcissistic, relationships were and patterns. Re-education, rerouting, realizing is my goal. Violence, abuse, harassment, never okay. Advocacy, 18 plus, relationships, abuse. And see how it's 18 plus? And she has that. It's funny how she has that kind of over her mouth when that's kind of like one of my things is having the stuff over her mouth. But you know, a lot of people do that. I'm not saying she stole it from me. I'm just saying it's an interesting look for someone who claims to be whatever. So their abuse profile, their profile is under review. So I guess you can't really support them right now on it. I'm not quite sure. Let me see. But there was another part down here. So Tales from the Collective is $15 per month. This is the place where all the tea will be spilled, given, served, etc. I have been quiet. I hope everyone that has been siding with the ones talking about my business will see and hear the real, actual, factual receipts. Okay? I will be sharing my journey from age 4 to 17 without the photos. From 18 and up, I will share my travels, my career choices, education, my love for modeling. When I experienced abuse in a relationship with audio, video, photos, documents to go along with a lot of the cycle of my life. Okay? I don't know who this dude is in the background here, but this is her like with a little holding a little baby. You don't see the baby's face, so that's fine. Welcome everyone. This means the world to me, and as much as it hurts to share, I know I can help others get away from whatever it is that is keeping you down. 1 day's trust period, 2 posts. So goal 0 of 2,500 per month. I am in the middle of a terrible divorce, and I feel prey to a narcissist, ego-driven man that I let take my spirit and abandon me. I have been fighting this battle pro se since March 15, 2023. I quit my job to be a stay-at-home mother to fulfill his career. I'm trying to get a little ahead because he left me with $1.54 and didn't carried about a child he had raised for 5 years. Okay, sounds like it wasn't his child, which is actually the biological definition of cuckold in any species is a male of the species who raises a young that thinking that it's theirs and it really isn't theirs. That's like the biological definition of cuckold. Just to say. So for people who keep saying, why do I keep saying cuck this and cuck that? It's because Brennan meets the, every definition there is of creating cuckolds in her life. Okay, so he didn't carried about a child he had raised for 5 years. He has deeper pockets, and I am not only ready to share my story, I want to heal and move on and hopefully spread awareness. So other stars, don't know who these people are. So apparently Brennan is a star on Subscribestar. All right, features. The subscription gives you access to the star's profile content, ability to support your star by contributing one-time or recurring, means to reaching out to the star directly via instant messenger. So yeah, for just $15 a month, you can, you can access the 18 plus content put out there by Ms. Brennan, Seiler, Bell, Leighton, Fowler, whatever she goes by. So yeah, there's that. For empaths. Yep, empaths. Empaths and narcassids. Empaths, my narcassid. She wrote empaths and narcassid. Yeah, there's that. She's a model, but there's no real pics of her anywhere online. I'm a model, you know what I mean? Because I do my little girl on the catwalk. I'm on the catwalk, yeah. Kaleidoscope. If you keep putting OMG in here, James O'Keefe's going to come and make me pay him. That's just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Sometimes I call Jamie James, but you gotta remember my favorite male investigator is James O'Keefe. My favorite female investigator is Jamie Marie G. Yes, Jamie is an awesome investigator. All right. So yeah, appreciate the 7 people watching and 6 thumbs up. Yeah, James is freaking amazing. She doesn't even know how to spell her own most used words. Empath and narcissist. Well, now she claims like Penelope. No, I meant to do that. Yeah, I meant to do that. I said it because like narcissists only assist themselves. It's like, well, why didn't you put the extra S in there? Because narcissists only sit on their ass all the time. Fair. She didn't say that. That was me. That was me giving her another Penelope moment. Bonnie, she knew too much. Bonnie knew too much. She had to be eliminated. She knew too much. Ooh, a Nana clown. See, you are coming up with the questions. Is Lima on this site as Lima Mora? Quite possibly. I don't know. I didn't look. Never saw it before yesterday. Hi, yeah, Penelope. Yeah. Let's see if I can find a Penelope skit to share with y'all. Bryn has the most beef with the ones she couldn't control. True that, Fresca Mixed. True that. Do the Penelope cat skit? Oh wow. Well, I gave birth to my cat. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find that one. Kaleidoscope. Y'all, every time I hear sirens in the background, I saw somebody talking about the birds. Yeah, there's lots of birds, but you hear that siren? Every time I hear it, I'm afraid they're coming to get me because Brennan sent them. Like, this is how bad it has been since November of last year. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me see if this is the one. Hopefully it is. Let's see. I'm seeing a pattern with the Brinyans. They attack anyone who leaves their group. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So let's see if we can have a little comic relief here with Penelope. Oh, I guess this is somebody spoofing her. I don't know. I've never seen this Gregory Morgan.
Oh God, you make brownies too? Yeah, I've never used this recipe before, so I hope it's okay. I haven't used that recipe before, so my mom used to make that kind of brownies, so I grew up with that kind of brownies, so they're not new to me. So I just make them all the time. I made them before. Oh. Hi, I'm Lisa. You must be Penelope. You just moved in, right? Yeah, I just moved in, so I'm probably the newest tenant here. Hi, I'm Gina. Hi.
Hello, Penelope. I'm Lou. Welcome to the building. I live in 2G.
I live in 1C, so it's just one floor. I get out a lot easier than a lot of other people, so it's just safer, so I just like it.
Oh, great. Well, we're really glad to have you.
Yeah.
Oh, Gina, by the way, I saw that flyer you put up about planting flowers in the walkway. That's a great idea.
Thanks. Yeah, the weather's getting nice. I thought it would be fun. I know I said 8 a.m. and it might be a little early for some. It's kind of early for me, so I just get up at like 7 or 6 or 5. So I I've been up at 4, just love getting up early. So just get up a lot earlier than other people. So I'll probably be the first one there. So I just usually get up at like 3.
Okay, well, there's your answer. I guess it's not too early.
Hey, you know what? My granddaughters will be visiting. I should bring them.
Oh, what a great idea. I can't wait to see them.
But lucky for you, I've got some pictures. Look at
Just didn't bring my wallet because it's really expensive. So I don't want to bring it. Lots of pictures of kids in there. So I'll bring them all on Saturday too, probably.
Great. All right, well, looks like everybody's here, so excuse me. I think we should just start. Why don't everyone, if we can find a seat, we're going to get going with this meeting. Okay, hi everybody. I just want to thank all of you for coming. I guess we can just get right down to it. Does anyone have any issues or concerns?
Yeah. I just want to let everyone know that I'm finally going to take that trip to Italy.
Yeah, I'm going to Italy too. So we fly first class or something.
Yeah, I'll be there for 2 months.
I'm gonna go for 4 months. So twice as long as New Zealand, so just a little longer.
Anyway, my brother's gonna.
Hey, Jim, I hope you have a fun trip.
Thank you.
Okay, so you know what? Let's just move on. Does any
I just want to thank you so much, Angel's Thanksgiving Soup Kitchen. These dinners are so fun. Last year,
Though it's like a little ball of fire under my bra. Can't say the Pledge of Allegiance or I'll burn my hands. So I guess my heart's a little warm.
interesting fact, thanks to Ancestry.com, I just found out that I had relatives come over on the Mayflower.
My relatives came over in the April flower.
Get our aprons on.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I had to stop that just because A, I'm probably gonna get copyright strike, and B, it was like messing with my Wi-Fi and everything. Like it was like really slowing everything down. But I will do a video with that later. Like I'll do just like a reaction video. But yeah, Brunellope. I definitely think we need to start calling her Brunellope. Should we have two ends in Brunellope? So it doesn't look like Brinelope? Brinnellope. Brunellope. So yeah. Fuck around and find out. Oh, did y'all see how Bonnie and Hinge kept saying, you fucked around and you're gonna find out? Like, sounds a heck of a lot like Bryn to me. Either Bryn or Sea Bowels. I saw Sea Bowels was live again yesterday. Anybody see anything interesting on the Sea Bowels front? Brunellope is too perfect to one-upping everyone. Brunellope. Some people think Brittany Marsh is Bryn. I don't know, just a question. Just a statement of what some people think. I'm not one of those people. I don't bother thinking about who anybody is in that chat, to be honest, unless I know them. Like I know the Feral Chinchilla is MJ. I know Michelle Team Truth is Michelle B. I know Bryn Emerald has completely deleted her entire YouTube account, so I don't know who the hell she is anymore. I mean, if I ever did, really. I know Hawaii Heather is the same Hawaii Heather from the Discord. Yeah. Like, I don't care who any of these people are, except for if they're people that were either in the Discord or have directly come to me with some of their nonsense, like Progressive Patriot and stuff like that. Okay, so Anano Clown says that Brittany March gives Brennan vibes. Okay. Brittany Marsh. The interesting thing about that is, like, there's an account called Bayou Brittany, and like Marsh could be another name for like a non-Louisiana bayou. And so I'm thinking like that could be Brennan's way of being like, Brittany Marsh, I'm from West Virginia, just like creating some sort of alter. I don't know. Like, I can't believe I even bother to think about what this depraved human being might be imagining in their own head. Oh, look who showed up. But wasn't the only one who sent police to your house, Jamie. Jamie did that under direct orders from Brennan, Bonnie the Bully. So, and that's all documented with the FBI and all that. So welcome. Good to see you, Bonnie the Bully. Welcome. Is Kinky Clown ashamed? Oh, joy. All right, Fresca. That's what's so scary. Brynn gets people to do her dirty work for her. Yeah, and how she's able to manipulate men, women, and children to do the stuff that she's able to. I don't know. Hey, Bonnie the Bully. On your Instagram, I noticed that you're reading some book about the Sorcery of Solomon or something. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, how does this whole magic thing work in your mind? I mean, oh, and the Bowles, Mr. Bowles, did call himself a demon. Like, he did say, he did admit to wearing demon masks. Like, so he not only has confirmed that he's a clown, but he is a demon clown. So when BJ talks about demon clowns, I mean, there's not too many people that'll claim both demonic and clown identities, and then also say that they have dissociative identity disorder. And then we know that BJ did a video about DID. My thinking was, what if there's some, and again, I don't want to start a rumor, but I just have to get this out there because otherwise it's going to play around in my head. What if somehow Lima arranged for some sort of a collab between Bam and the Bowles, skateboard collab with the Bowles, and that led Bam to get like brainwashed by Brynellope into being anti-BJ. It's just a question. It's a theory I came up with in the last 12 hours, and I hope I'll never think about again, but I just had to get that out there just in case, because sometimes my most frightening theories actually come to pass. Oh, whoa. Anano Clown. It's a little early on a Monday morning for the dirty thong, but you know, Monday is laundry day in New Orleans culture. Red beans and rice and laundry. That's what you do on Mondays. So, Brennan, go wash your thongs. Yeah, Bonnie the Bully's a witch. Yeah, and everybody that follows the account has some kind of witchery and sorcery and all that to do with them. So, I mean, there were plenty of witchy type of people. I'm not talking about you, Candace. I'm talking about like people kind of attached to stuff that had like a lot of like sorcery and witchcraft and all that in their profiles. You know, which at the time I was sort of neutral on. You know, it didn't mean that much to me. But since we've really kind of accepted that this truly is spiritual warfare, we need to figure out who the witches are, who the demons are, who the clowns are, and who the rest of us are. So I do not identify as a clown. I do not identify as a demon. I do not identify as a witch. I'm just me. And this isn't about religion or anything. This is about like bodily integrity. Like, I don't want somebody thinking they can have power over my actions because of some kind of spell that they cast. That is next level, a planet I don't want to live on. I want to be from wherever from another planet is from, because I don't want to live on a planet where somebody either believes and or has some kind of proof that they can control other people's actions using spells or witchcraft or technology, implanting memories, as Lima would call it with her virtual reality, neurolinguistic programming. I don't want to live in a world where people think that they can cast spells on other people. I don't want to live in that kind of a world. But I love my life, and I'm going to do nothing to interfere with my life, my livelihood, my freedom. So if something happens, it was not my intention for anything to happen. No clown zone. Yeah, like Base Girl was saying, like, oh, can't you be nicer to Seabowls? And I was like, long before Seabowls, long before the Carney came to town, this was a clown-free zone. So, you know. Bam told a YouTuber that at his rate, it wasn't financially feasible for him to be on YouTube. And BJ replied, IDK what that means, but I do worry about what those close to him are doing and filling his head with. Yeah, like this could be something to do with that missing last podcast that they did and why it's never been released. It could be that that podcast is going to somehow be incorporated into the docuseries, maybe. Like maybe it's the rights to that have been sold and that's why it hasn't been released. Just spitballing off the top of my head. No, but I mean, like, that's the only like somewhat non-nefarious explanation I can see for why we're talking about this in June of 2024, you know? And by non-nefarious, I'm starting to investigate a little bit more about the production company behind this supposed docuseries that's coming out. And the more I discover, the less I think the most scary thing about this company is the name. Okay, so just and the fact that the word snakes has been weaponized in our community, and by community I just mean people who care about Bam, people who care about Amanda, people who care about Dahlia and Dia. The word snakes has been weaponized as sort of a high alert, equating, you know, someone who's on the other side, who's on the side against autonomy. But the more I look into hot snakes, I mean, they have extremely legitimate educational and professional pedigrees. Like, so, and again, I never bothered to look into it before because like I said, I've worked in media for so long. Some things, like, they said they're going to do it and it never actually happens. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't, and B, it seemed as though they were going to do it just like all as like a PR piece in favor of Lima. But now that, you know, I've watched The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, both seasons, and I encourage y'all to watch it too, because that's another whole case that I really think raises some issues that are important to me. You know, I've watched that. I think there's an opportunity here for this to be done fairly. And by fairly, that doesn't mean it's going to make BJ look good. That doesn't mean it's going to make Bam look good. That doesn't mean it's going to make Lima look good. It just means it's going to disentangle the web of personalities to get to the heart of the matter here. In my, possibly, best case scenario. Oh, wait. I see the chat is again. Oh boy. I don't know, y'all. I'm having trouble today with the technology. Okay, so a planet without clowns and new age BS. Yeah, and see, that's the other thing. I never knew how demonic New Age could be. Like, I like tarot cards. I think they're pretty. I used to play with a Ouija board with a kid. I had some really kind of crazy experiences playing with a Ouija board when I was a kid. Those are fond memories from my childhood, to be honest. But as adults, paying money for sage and crystals and tarot readings and this and that and making videos about it and all this, it's like, no. I'm old. I'm too old for that. I mean, a lot of these people are a lot younger than me. And when I was in my 30s, I had a tarot reading problem. Like, I was spending a lot of money going to get tarots read to try to somehow convince myself that while I was pregnant with my third pregnancy, second living child, when I was pregnant, trying to figure out how to use this tarot card reader to get him to be with me. Like, that's insanity to me. But nobody ever locked me up back then. They just kept charging my credit card for more and more tarot readings. I wish they had locked me up. Then I couldn't be wasting all my money on stupid stuff like that. Wait, what happened, Bonnie the Bully? What did Bonnie the Bully say something? Because I see somebody saying go back to your cave, but I didn't see them say anything inappropriate. Did somebody delete one of their comments? Oh no, I don't think Bonnie the Bully is Ava Soap, because Ava Soap is, I mean, no. That's a good question, and your questions are like spot on and Nano Clown. And if I'm wrong, I will stand corrected, but I don't think that Bonnie the Bully is Ava Soap. Okay, if you're not Bryn, Bonnie the Bully, why do you think Bryn has the number of enemies she has? Doesn't that say a lot? Right, and why are these specific enemies, the specific ones that are being named? You know, there's millions of people in the world, but if Bonnie the Bully is not either Bryn or very, very, very close to Bryn, like maybe thinks he's in love with Bryn, something like that. If Bonnie the Bully is not either Bryn or someone closely attached to Bryn, why would the specific enemies being called out be me, Jamie, Base Girl, Rachel, and Free from Fetter's Grove? What do the five of us have in common that anyone else on the planet would give a crap about except for Bryn? Nothing. We have nothing in common. Like, I wouldn't know who Rachel was if it weren't for Brennan being the way she is. I wouldn't know who Fetty was if it weren't for Rachel explaining to me that Brennan has done this in Fetty's community as well. I wouldn't know who Base Girl was if Base Girl hadn't been horrible to me on both Progressive Patriots and Sea Bowels channels, and then discovered something was rotten there. And Jamie knew about it. And then Jamie, who I had known way before I knew Brennan or anything like that, not way before, but far enough before that Jamie could be like, yeah, once what they did to Base Girl, that was the final straw for me. Okay, so what do all the five of us have anything in common except Brennan? Nothing. Zero, zilch, nothing. We have nothing in common except Brennan. So you're going to have to come up with a better proof that you are who you say you are than saying it's been 3 hours and nobody's called me. Well, I don't know your number. How am I supposed to magically know your number? I don't cast spells and get numbers in my head. That's not how I roll. That's not how I roll. You know my number, 617-446-3688. Call it right now. Call it right now. We'll talk. Brenelope. He didn't say, no, that's not what he said. He said he had demon masks. You're such a liar. You're such a freaking fool, Bonnie the Bully. But go ahead. Don't block anything. I love it when they tell on themselves. I love it. I live for when they tell on themselves. It makes the best content, way better than I could ever think up in this kooky head of mine. Keep telling on yourself, Bonnie the Bully. Is Bonnie the Bully the same as Billy Goat, 98? Is Bonnie the Bully the same as the expose? I don't know. Their content looks quite similar. they're using identical snippets from my comments to create a narrative that I'm somehow on the wrong side of things, when I think the general consensus is that the carny is over. I don't care how many YouTube subscribers they have, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, the carny is over. It's time to act like grown-ass adults. The skateboarding doesn't have to be over. I fully support anybody who wants to go and, pursue something like that. It's not, I wouldn't want my kids doing it. I'd be too petrified. I'd be too scared they'd hurt themselves. But if a grown-ass person who's, I guess, turning 30 this week, happy almost birthday, Bowles. If Bowles wants to go, boarding all over the world and, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just don't get a bunch of crazy old broads coming and assaulting me because of your skateboarding. And there are many types of assault. I don't mean physically assaulting yet, but I mean, my privacy has been assaulted. It's diabolical, in my opinion. If I said it, I was responding in anger because I kept being called people I am not, and it got really frustrating. Yeah, I'm just going to let the mods kind of let this one flow through because I'm not good at scrolling through chat. I'm really not. If there's any questions direct for me that anyone has, please put a question mark at the end of it. But I'm just going to look at the last thing I see. Fresca Mixed. The carnies make and share accounts. Sure, Bryn can get someone to call and prove it's not her, but she still has control at the end of the day. Exactly, because one time I was talking to C-Files on this channel. The other account I was trying to remember is Mr. Chalkboard. So on IG, this said Misconceptions Podcast, C-Files and Mr. Chalkboard. Now when I go look at it, it says Chilling with C-Files. Okay, so at one point, C-Files had a co-host, Mr. Chalkboard. So I didn't know if it was Mr. Chalkboard or C-Files calling me. I'm pretty sure Mr. Chalkboard is the guy whose video still appears on Brennan's ridiculous change.org petition, even though all my videos keep getting taken down. But anyway, Mr. Chalkboard, I've watched some of his content. He seems like a decent guy, and it seems like he had a sort of a focus of some of his content that was about reversing parental alienation, which is what I've been telling Jamie. I kind of want to take my channel in that direction. If we can get past these issues of bodily autonomy, I really want to take it more towards reversing parental alienation, because I think a lot of mental health issues are a result of childhood parental alienation against one or both parents. So anyway, so he calls me from this Instagram account, and I'm saying to him, I'm like, is Bryn there with you? And he's like, yeah. And then Bryn's like, why are you asking if I'm in the same room as somebody? And turns out it was a lie, because turns out he was in Washington and she was allegedly in Texas at the time. But I thought he was still in Texas with her. So I was just like, if Bryn's there with you, put her on the phone now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be having this triangulation with the two of you. Like, you either both get on the phone here and I talk to you both about nonsense, because apparently you're a couple, or you quit tag teaming me like you're doing. That's crazy. Making fun of other people? I mean, Bonnie the Bully, you're a funny account. Of course I'm going to make fun of you, but if you just tell us who the hell you really are and what your beef is with me, what I ever did to you personally. I mean, Bonnie the Bully, are you Bianca? Are you Bianca Mystical Mama? Because that was another thing that Jamie shared with me, was some stuff between, I guess, Brennan and Bianca Mystical Mama, who I introduced her to. Bianca Mystical Mama was a BJ supporter. Bianca Mystical Mama knows all about the 13th step. Bianca Mystical Mama asked me to Western Union them $25 for diapers for a baby, because they were supposed to go into a shelter and then shows up in the same damn apartment where they've always lived and that I've actually physically been to. So if that's you, Bianca Mr. welcome to my channel. Oh, sure. Yeah. And if you are Bianca, you may have called me on a 603 number before because I had shared my work number with you. Because I got a couple of mixed calls from a 404 number that I was scared could be Brian Kuchar, but I got those on my work number for a job I don't even have anymore, but I still have the phone number. I can't stand watching one person. He tag team, no matter their faults. You all have faults. We all have many faults. If what's being done to Brennan was you, I'd be on your side. That's all. What's being done to Brennan? What's being done to Brennan? Isn't she living her best life with all her pretty photos? Like what's being done to her? Doesn't she have like the life of her dreams? Isn't she living her best life? Doing her dog catching videos or whatever she and Mindy Jo are doing? What harm has come to Brennan as a result of participating in anything? Every day y'all are making fun. I'm not making fun of her. I'm confronting her depravity. That's not making fun. That's serious. That's serious. I'm confronting the fact that as the more depraved she gets, the more she appears to come out ahead in her pictures and her posts and everything. It seems like the depravity fuels her ego, in my opinion. That's not making fun. There's nothing funny about Brennan. There's nothing funny about her. It's funny about Penelope and Brennan's similarities to Penelope. Penelope is an actual comedy character. And this channel is all about comedy, believe it or not. So we make fun of lots of people. And I guess sometimes we do make fun of Brennan. But Brennan doesn't give you much to make fun of. She does some really seriously down and dirty, nasty things that it's hard to laugh at. And then she posts some seriously imaginary photos of what she might like to look like when that's not what the woman actually looks like in real life. Oh, thanks, Fresca Mixed. I'm not sure where you came from, but glad to have you here. Brennan is being exposed and that bothers her. True dat, I don't know, clown. Like what, Bonnie the Bully? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're referring to right there. Have you dialed the phone? I don't hear it ringing, but let me just make sure let me make sure I'm not missing anything. And don't worry, I won't share my screen if you do call, but I want to make sure I hear it if you do call. Because you were going all over YouTube last night saying it's been 3 hours. She hasn't called me. I was like, I don't know your number. Oh, I do have one voicemail. Who's it from? It's from Jamie Marie Gilmore. So unless Jamie Marie Gilmore and Bonnie the Bully are one and the same, I don't see how this logic works. This sort of Solomon sorcery logic. I don't understand it. Okay. Yep, that is true, Base Girl. Welcome back. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, at this point, everybody should have a wrench except for Bonnie the Bully. Because, yeah, I mean, Bonnie the Bully, I'd be happy to give you a wrench if you could explain who the hell you are. And if you'd actually call me when you demand that I call you and then post things on the internet to make it look like I'm avoiding you. And then tell me to go watch your channel. Why do I need to watch your channel? I can watch my own damn videos. I don't watch my own damn videos. Why am I going to watch your snippets of my videos? What would be the purpose of that? Who's making fun of you, Bonnie the Bully? Please don't make fun of Bonnie the Bully. You did it for it for 3 hours. You never gave me your number. Dude, my number is public. I mean, also, I had a life to go live. I didn't see that you were, I thought you had my number. Jamie gave me a bunch of people's numbers and I texted them on Friday. Okay? I'm going to just go back and look on Friday. Jamie gave me a bunch of people's numbers. I thought maybe Bonnie the Bully was one of them. So who did I text? I sent the exact same message to several different numbers. And the message was, "Hi, this is Bonnie. Jamie gave me your number. I'd like to hear your side for my YouTube channel. Please let me know if you're willing to talk." Okay? 4 different numbers, 4 different area codes. One is a 682, one is a 205, one is a 310, one is a 202, and wait, there might have been another one. Yeah, 4 different numbers I sent the exact same message to. 310, 205, 682. Oh, sorry, and 202 or 201. I can't remember because anyway, I might have sent it to the wrong number first. But anyway, point being, it was one of those you, Bonnie the Bully? Because I only heard back from one person. And that person didn't seem like they thought I was a bully whatsoever. So just saying. Not seeing any calls coming in on my number. Oh, Jamie, you're waiting in my Zoom? Okay. I'm going to call back off of me. Okay. All right. Well, Jamie, you can wait in the Zoom, but I'm not going to do Zoom until we're not live anymore. Okay? Unless the surprise witness and Bonnie the Bully are the same person and Jamie's trying to tell me that. I have no numbers. I mean, we've put it in the chat thousands of times. I think I need to just put it like front and center on my channel description. BamandDahlia@gmail.com, 617-446-3688. That's how you can reach me 24/7. Now, does that mean I'm going to always answer right away? No. But it means the message will get to me one way or another, and we'll talk it through. Yeah, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes for Bonnie the Bully to either call or we're going to end the live stream. And Jamie, I'll be in the Zoom as soon as we're done the live stream. Okay? I'm not putting you on speaker. I'm not putting you on speaker. In fact, I'm going to mute myself right now so none of y'all are going to hear me. Now, are you going to read my lips? Possibly, but that's on you. But look, I'm going to be mute in good faith. I'm going to be mute for the next 5 minutes. And if I hear from you, Bonnie the Bully, I hear from you. If I don't, then we're going to put this to rest and move on to something else. Okay? Hello. Hi, Bridget. How you doing? Wonderful. I guess. What do you have to say? I guess not. Nice to talk with you. I said, I guess you're not. Nice to talk with you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, you have my number now. Just, call back. And if I see unknown, I mean, I get a lot of unknown calls. Sometimes I answer them, sometimes I don't. But you can always leave a voice message if I don't answer. Okay. All right. Take care. Bye. All right. So Bonnie the Bully called, and we're going to talk later. I'm not going to say their name or anything like that, but they're not Brennan. So okay. It's okay. It's all good. I'm going to talk to them privately, and we'll figure things out. Okay. So all right. With that, I'm going to go get over to Jamie now. Okay. Yeah. No problem, Bonnie the Bully. You're welcome here. All right. Take care. Bye.